Well, hello everybody, I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
So I'm watching Euphoria, Season 2, Episode 4.
You who cannot see, think of those who can.
Boy, it's all fun and games.
Yeah.
Until Episode 4. I don't know where to start. Do you actually think Rue might have OD'd? Okay. You guys said that you thought she OD'd.
Yeah.
Do you think that she died?
I don't know.
That would be crazy.
It would be super crazy.
It feels... So this type of show, well, for starters, it's huge.
Yeah.
The show is huge. So I feel like HBO wants it, but the Sam Levinson, what I know about how he works is he does what he's going to do.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it ends. You know what I mean?
Oh, like if we're done at season 2 and that's it?
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not saying this feels like a 3-season show.
Yeah.
But, and furthermore, I mean, it's about the themes. It's like, yeah, it's Zendaya's show. Like, yeah, she's the lead, but there is still a show without her.
We also did just say last week that Rue kind of sucks. And it's, it's not her fault.
No.
She is addicted, but...
I wasn't kidding with the all fun and game. Like, this episode was hurting my feelings, like bumming me out. I had this sinking suspicion that somebody was going to die.
It didn't feel good the whole time.
And I thought it was either going to be Rue, Cassie, or Cal.
Yeah.
At any point, I was like, either Rue, Cassie, or Cal. Like,
yeah.
That slow pull out of Sydney Sweeney at the end.
First of all, that was absolutely beautiful. Stunning. I actually kind of thought that she was going to smash that bottle over Nate's head and stab him in the neck at one point.
When we started pulling out, I was like, I don't want to see the rest of the image. Like,
I didn't get too.
No, I know, but
yeah.
I thought maybe she would have like slit her wrists or something.
No, I don't.
Because Cassie is manic.
Yes. Oh my god.
I mean, well, because it was funny last week with the prepping and all that,
but it is again not her fault. She is getting totally dicked over.
It's so funny watching her fight with Nate and then watching Maddie fight with Nate.
Yeah,
because I've been real hard on Maddie, and that fight they had in the hot tub,
so funny,
hilarious.
That's the thing is
because I know exactly what she means.
Oh, yeah,
I know what she was saying, and he did too. But he fucking, the word gaslight gets thrown around a lot these days.
Yeah.
But he stays gaslighting these women, and
it's horrible because it's like they both held their own in the fights, in my opinion, in this episode. Maddie obviously won harder, but Cassie kept leaving his house. Like, she did not turn around when he said, I love you, which is just horrible. Horrible. Men, boys, don't be like Nate. It's awful.
I feel like we just watched it, so I'm still kind of like, ugh. I just don't feel like I'm gonna bring anything to this conversation because I was just watching the episode, just like,
yeah,
like
it was a lot of that.
So it was, I mean, it was Maddie's birthday, I guess. The way the show plays with reality and fantasy and time and all that is real open for interpretation. But man, yeah, so they were all over. I also fucking loved Kat when she chimed in with the fighting with Nate.
Oh my god.
the sisterhood between the strippers.
Barbie Ferreira is like, oh my god, I like her so much.
It was just so fun. It was so visceral. It was so real. It was so male and female because it's like they want him to stay, but then he fucked up once, and it was like a united front. And
well, because it's like Barbie, I think it was Kat that was like, I didn't know you guys were back together, and Maddie was like, we're not, and Nate was like, yeah, no, we're not, and then Maddie was like, why'd you say it so fast? And it was like, it went on and on and on, and Kat chimed in, you're right, and was like, I mean, she's right.
And he was like you would believe, or like you would tell her if you didn't agree.
Yeah. Woof. I mean, it's so much.
I don't know where to go. Because Cassie, it was Maddie's birthday. Cassie was bottoming out, continuing her streak of bottoming out.
Nate came over after he had that fight with Cassie. Nate came over to this party of only girls. He's the only guy there. brought Maddie a Tiffany necklace and is doing all this in front of Cassie, who he knows is bottoming out because he called her crazy.
Because he's part of it.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah, like I was afraid she was going to like strangle herself in the balloons. Like
Me
there were
too.
so many places where I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then, although the puking in the hot tub was pretty great, it was pretty funny.
Well, and it happened when Maddie was like, you say all of this stuff to me, and then you act like nothing, because he's doing the same thing to Cassie. It's like, you love me, you want to marry me, you want to have babies with me, and now when Cassie was like, just everywhere.
The Rue stuff, it's just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know that that's the point. Yeah. This isn't a criticism of the show, but it's just bumming me out because it's just like, again, with the gaslighting, it's like she's just gradually. I almost just started to explain what gaslighting was. I was like, she's slowly and gradually driving Jules crazy.
No, she is.
It's like
she's faking an orgasm at the beginning because she's taken too many drugs. She can't feel anything anymore. And then it's just like, which makes Jules insecure about how she goes down on ladies because she's never done it before. And it's just like, which bleeds into the Elliot stuff.
I'm actually just into the Elliot and Jules thing at this point.
I'm kind of into it too.
Because Rue,
although she's pissed at him now as well.
I don't know. She stayed there.
She did, but
if that was real, because we can't tell.
Who knows?
Because he also told her the truth, but it was just like, Jules obviously is attracted to danger.
Yeah.
But at this point, the Rue isn't it. The Rue is the raw. It's too much.
It's too much danger.
Where it's like he seems like, granted, we don't know him as well. He could have layers too, but he seems to be able to keep his feet on the ground.
Yeah.
In a way, because he stopped. I mean, we watched him stop doing drugs because he felt bad about them lying to Jules, and that's just the worst, especially at this age, to think to have such an intimate relationship with two other people, with your peers, and to not know that you're not in on the joke, or like that there's an element that you're not a part of. And on top of that, it hinges on your deception.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it started off more fun. It started off more kind of like, we can do this. And then you just kind of can't do it. People don't like Elliot. I like Elliot. Is that just because he's cute, or?
I kind of like Elliot. I certainly don't have like a major problem with Elliot.
So that was that plot. Which brings us to Cal.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, I'm curious. I want to know where, because there's another part of me where I'm like, is he done? Did he leave the show? Oh. Like, do you know what I mean?
I think he left his family.
Yeah, but it's like, are we going to keep checking in on Cal as the show? Because there's a part of me, honest to God, that like fit he had at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah. I mean, okay.
It was kind of like,
I'll say yes, but then I'll also say that kind of shit is why Nate has the problems Nate has. Because he was like, I don't regret fucking any of the dudes I've fucked, but I do regret you as a human person. And I'm like, that's one.
But I feel like we're kind of in a chicken and the egg. Which came first, though? Is Nate fucked up because Cal fucked him up?
Yeah.
Or then I don't know. I guess I'm a Cal sympathizer, because
I'm not saying I don't have sympathy with Cal. I'm saying he 100% fucked up Nate. Two things can be true.
I think Nate might just be. I mean, this is terrible. I was going to be like, Nate might just be broke. Like, there might just be something.
Just full broken.
Because, I mean, it's like, just because, like, there are.
So you're more of a nature in the.
I guess I'm going nature with this, yeah.
Okay, because I'm.
You were going harder. Well, we haven't seen it. Have we?
Well, I don't remember enough of season 1 to remember if he's actually done anything to Nate, but I feel like this stuff might have been inside of Nate, and if he had a more fulfilling and productive male parent, it wouldn't have manifested.
But that's just so it's like, because also, what do we think of Marcia? Is she just worthless, or like,
I don't think she's worthless, but I think it's also, I think Cal's the type who was like, well, we had boys, so I'll handle it. And then Marcia didn't like really do anything.
And bold move to keep with the fact that he has an older brother. I didn't remember that.
Apparently there's 2.
It was more jarring than...
There were 3 children in that photograph, that family photograph.
I have no recollection. Yeah. I still haven't watched season 1 again. I watched a couple things online, but I don't know. Because I do have scales over my eyes when it comes to beautiful people. So I never trust myself in my takes on this stuff. But I get the sense that I get the feeling that Nate is just a void. And that, because it's the kind of thing where it's like plenty of like people who like serial killers had like terrible parents, and there's also serial killers that had like normal parents.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's rare that serial killers have normal parents.
Is it? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's almost always like, he was raised by an alcoholic drunk and a molester. And it's like, almost always.
So I don't know. Because I've tried to understand Nate, and I just I can't figure out what makes him tick. I can figure out what makes everyone else tick. I cannot figure out what makes Nate tick. And so it's like I'm inclined to
believe that there's just nothing there.
It's not even, I mean, I feel like we're going in circles, but it's just sort of like, I understand Cal. I relate to Cal. I empathize with Cal. Sure. Like, that's not me saying that you're doing amazing, sweetie. No, that's not what I'm saying. No. But it's like, I can follow the logic, sure. From point to point to point. And there's somebody like that. And this is something I do remember from season 1. But when Nate like fucking bottomed out and had the full-blown toddler tirade where Cal was like trying to hold him down, not from a place of force, but from a place of, you're going to hurt yourself. What are you doing?
Part of me, though, always wondered if Nate wasn't faking that.
No.
You sure?
That?
Yeah.
He bottomed out. That was... Because Cal kind of left the room. That was one of the crazy... There is one crazier thing I have ever seen in my life, and it was that show, Becoming a God in Central Florida.
Oh, yeah. The Hot Pocket?
The guy made the Hot Pocket as hot as possible, and then just ate it. And I was like, oh, do you remember that? Did I just tell you about it?
I didn't watch it, but you told me about it, and you were like diabolical.
He burned his mouth. Like, his mouth was injured in the later.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've ever seen that was worse or weirder than Nate's thing.
Oh man.
And like I said, we are kind of going in circles a little bit, but I'm still thinking of things. Like, I did love Nate fighting with both of the girls. It was just so real. Mm-hmm. It was so like, man, I've
had both of those fights,
or I've certainly been a participant.
As a woman, I have been both Maddie and Cassie in the past. In the far past. I don't fight with my husband like that.
No, I know, but even them, because he's just screaming at her, and that's when he called her Maddie. And Sydney Sweeney, when she was like,
yeah.
It was so good. It was so good.
I tell ya.
So, yeah, I mean, Cal went back to the bar. That was, oh, God.
A trip.
Oh.
He was, first of all, totally hammered driving that Jeep. He still has that Jeep. Driving that Jeep back to the bar that he went to with Derek, and then hallucinating a whole dance with Derek, but it was with a regular guy who he then asked to wrestle.
Oh, that was so uncomfortable.
And the bartender was like, I feel like this happens a lot, because the way the bartender said it.
Well, he was like, I've told you 10 times. I didn't know if that meant tonight. I don't know. I'm curious.
It seems like Cal might do this sometimes.
It's just so sad, that whole part.
Yeah.
Like, because it was making like the Cal and Derek thing even in this episode, because they brought that cutie back.
He's very handsome,
and it just makes my like stomach churn, like my heart flutter. I'm like, oh yeah. So he like told them off. And I did love the fucking him calling them out for their judgment and stuff. And I mean, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
There was a lot to unpack there.
Like Nate already knew, and I feel like Marcia knew some of it.
She knew,
and Nate knows everything because he saw all the videotapes. But I think the brother's reaction was, because he was like, "Stop looking so disgusted. I've seen the porn you watch."
Okay, that it just clicked for me. So I had forgotten that Nate had like I remembered story-wise that he knew about the tapes, but I had forgotten that as a child he sat down and watched them.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's like, when he was a kid, he used to go in his dad's office and watch them.
Right.
And so in that regard, because Cal wasn't like, watch this video. So it's like more indirect if that's what they're positing. But also, I mean, is that the kind of thing that's healthy or like.
Not as a child.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, like, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. Just because that happens to a person, is the show saying that they're it's gonna fuck them up or they're gonna be like.
Not necessarily, although the younger that you are exposed to hardcore pornography, the more it can sort of rewire neurons in your brain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't think of it, it's like how I don't love that. I don't love when like serial killers or stuff in shows are like mentally ill because it like I think it stigmatizes the mental illness in a way. And so that's kind of where I was getting, where I was like, is the show claiming that if this happened to you that you're fucked up or you're.
No, but it's the type of thing that like Nate should be in therapy for having seen something like, because it's not even just
I understand now.
Pornography. It's like watching his dad fuck random people in hotel rooms.
I understand now.
That is like a thing that when you are a child and your brain is still developing, that's not something that you should see. So
I understand now.
Yeah.
So in that regard, Cal fucked him up, but it was indirectly. And I mean, that was still stop filming this. Like, well, and again, though, the pro,
especially without any of these people's consent.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm pro sex work. I'm pro like all that stuff. You know, you do you, honest, legal, all that stuff. But
get permission before you film people.
Yeah, it's woof.
The guy came back to Fez and said that Mouse has a baby mama who's like asking questions.
Yeah, but I just don't. I mean, I know that means something because it happened, but I'm like, so what? You know what I mean? Okay, fine.
Well, I mean, there might be retaliation.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be because it's happening, but I'm kind of like, well, then handle it.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that it was lost on me last week. I obviously knew Lexi was doing a play, and I obviously remembered that vignette where she was like performing special features on the show of her life. But I didn't make the connection between the two, that the play is
life.
That she's writing a play about her sister in her life, and she's hiding it from Cassie as if Cassie's not going to find out about it.
Yeah.
And I don't think I like Lexi a lot, but I was like, ooh.
It feels like it's going to come back to bite her in the ass.
And I mean, Cassie makes bad choices, but that doesn't mean she deserves to be humiliated.
I mean,
by her sister.
She's doing an okay job of that herself. I'm just saying.
You don't need my help. That's correct.
And then I guess the only other thing is that there just was like the reason that we think that Rue for sure OD'd and is potentially dead is because there was an actually really beautiful scene of her like walking into her bathroom, which turns into a church.
It was the church for me.
It was the church for me too. And I don't know who the guy was singing it, but it was beautiful. And he was singing a lovely song, and then she like hugged him, and then she was imagining herself hugging her dad, and it was really, really beautiful. But I am also really, really concerned. And
I did want to say that we opened with that really, really awesome montage of Jules and Rue as lovers. I love that they did Brokeback Mountain. That fucking slayed me.
Well, the Frida Kahlo and the Birth of Venus were the ones that I really liked. Those two paired with the Cassie at the end. Oh my God, amazing. Sam Levinson knows what he's about with visuals. I'll give him that for sure. And then also the like blue hot tub light in the hot tub scene. Just made everybody look totally psycho. And Sydney Sweeney is getting to a place where like if her eyes aren't watering, they're about to.
The white surround.
Oh my God, yeah, her eyes are also crazy eyes. It's like unbelievable.
Her coming down the stairs in that bathing suit, and the Barbie Ferreira. It was like that.
Amazing. It was like the
meme from Umbrella Academy.
It's like
I was just relieved they had a hot tub. Yeah. I thought she might have just done that.
Me too.
I was like.
Me too. And then Barbie Ferreira was like, well, that was a decision. And then Lexi was like, so good. Loved it.
So yeah, I guess let us know what you think. And we'll be back next week.
Yep.
To
do
it all again.
To fuck around and find out.
So.
Bye.